Hello and welcome to another episode of Liz's Review. So I guess you're wondering, what are all these screens going on? Well, I'm about the least technical person, but I've been practicing on some things, and so I'm going to give it a shot on this review. I am doing a review of the Dear Future Wifey podcast with the host being Laterras R. Whitfield. And so what's so exciting about it is that I did a review. Well, first of all, I was a guest on the show. The taping that he did on IG, and it was like an impromptu kind of thing. And then I did a review on it, but the sound didn't come through. So we're testing out some things, and I'm learning how to do this studio lighting and all this. So I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to do a review of my review of the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Y'all, I'm really, really creative. So bear with me, and hopefully it turns out really good. This time, make sure that the sound is up. So here is my review of the Dear Future Wifey podcast, and then I'm going to play the clip. So here we go with all these multiple screens. This is exciting. Here we go. Hello, and welcome to Liz's Review. Man, I tell you, it's been a minute since I've come on and did a review, but I am so excited because, I did a review on the Earl Nightingale's Strangest Secrets, and things have just been manifesting themselves ever since I leaned into that Strangest Secrets. And I came to you all, I did a review on it, and, the folks that actually are applying the teachings there, meaning that we are looking at a single focus and something in our lives that we want to be or to manifest. Well, I told you all, I put the information, my one focused effort on a card, an index card, and then on the back, I put the sermon of the month. Ask and it shall be received. Seek and it shall find. You shall find. Knocking the door shall be open to you. And so if you go back and you look at that review on The Strangest Secret, it's actually getting some momentum. I think there's maybe 108, 109 views on it or what have you. And, for our channel, that's pretty good. We're getting momentum and we're moving along. But to further talk about the story and what happened is, I was actually coming off of the, I guess, high, if you will, of a successful, amazing book signing where we actually sold out. Yay for us, right? It's smoothie time. It's smoothie time actually sold out. So now we have back orders, and that's a wonderful thing, right? A wonderful thing, a wonderful issue to have is to have orders or back orders. But that's not what I came to tell you all about today. What I'm really, really excited about is so many things have started to open up when you start to focus and you get rid of the negativity, you get rid of the naysayers in your life, start bringing your circle in really, really close, and start really living consciously and living on purpose. So, I took the abstinence vow in January, after I watched the Dear Future Wifey podcast and got really excited and pumped up at all the folks that are actually in its own community, own tribe. So you don't feel like you're out there doing it by yourself. So anyhow, I'm so excited because, I actually was a guest on the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Now, I would have never thought in a million, gazillion years that this would actually be possible. But when you really lean into what it is that you want and you're focusing on it, it actually happens. And things start to happen. Like you're all of a sudden becomes all of a sudden. I promise you, this is what happens. And it's happening to me, and I'm excited about it. I'm going to share the clip from the Dear Future Wifey podcast, and then I'll come back. So this is going to be a short review, but I'm telling you all, go on over to the Dear Future Wifey podcast with Laterras R. Whitfield. Don't be trying to steal that box because I already put my dibs in. I want that box. But anyhow, for real though, it's an amazing podcast. It's an amazing community. I mean, there's a positive. Just a positive, like-minded people going in the same direction. You can't help but succeed when you have that type of energy. So I'm going to go ahead and let me play the clip, and then I'll come back. Okay, so this is where I didn't get the opportunity to, the volume was up, but I had headsets in, and now I'm realizing you can't do both. So now I'm going to play the actual clip. Here we go. Oh, let me see. Bear with me here. We're going to do this. We are going to do this. Okay, here it is.
talk to me. What's your name?
Hello, hi, I'm Liz Blanding. How are you?
I'm great. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Michigan.
Michigan. All right. Michigan. Do you have a question? You have a comment, a prayer request? Yeah.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you so much for the transparency in your podcast. I have been looking for men that talk about abstinence because I have been deemed this strange, weird character for taking the abstinence vow and everything. And your podcast just actually, it's just so incredible because of the transparency on there, because of your transparency and your journey. And the young lady that's on here right now, you are so incredible. I mean, you are amazing. Yes, she is. So, I mean, I'm like,
You know,
she making a vision plain, but you took my vision, you took my mission here.
Right off of the box. I had her chime in on the episode that I had with Tashara Parker. If you seen that episode called "Be in season 2, and I surprised Tashara with having her hype woman jump in on the line. Yeah, that's Andy right there.
Yes, I saw it.
She's extremely dope. Brilliant woman. But go ahead.
Well, I didn't really have a question. I was just excited when I saw you pop up here on live, and I just wanted to just give you mad kudos for that, because there's I don't know of anything else out there that's actually helping us when we say and we declare that we're being abstinent and having purpose partners and dating with intention. Your podcast is actually, it should be a mandatory for all young men. It should just be mandatory.
So I'm gonna tell you what's so interesting about it is that it's like I'm transparently walking out all of this in front of people. I wasn't the person that started this podcast knowing where it was going to go. I was in fact an actionist when I started the podcast. I would talk about that. I would get inbox messages from a couple of viewers like, "How are you a Christian man having sex?" I said, "Because I'm a Christian man having sex." Okay, and then just straight up wrong like that. I'm like, this is what I'm at. And I said, but I did have in my heart to get to the place to where I could wait for my wife. Just didn't know when that time was going to be. And then when God pulled the caution and said, "Hey, I need your heart. I need all of you right now." Then I said, "Okay, here it is." And what resonates with people on the podcast is that I'm not pretending that I know all the answers. It's that as God downloads it to me, then I eat my humble pie and say, "All right, well, here I am now." In the episode Hill Brother Hill with Jay Barnett, I talked about how my son found condoms in my armrest in my car. I told him to look in my car for something. He looked in there. He said, "Dad, what you doing with condoms?" And I said, "What do you think?" He was like, "You ain't supposed to be having sex. You ain't married." And I'm looking at this boy. I'm like, "What you gonna tell me? How you gonna tell me what I'm supposed to be doing?" He's like, "You a Christian. You ain't supposed to be having sex." I'm like, "Man, if you know how many Christian women I have sex with, you can't simply tell me." I do. You got to be equally yoked with who you have sex with. So I told him, and I said, but the reality is that with him, it literally convicted me. Even though I laughed about it and was like, "Bro, little boy, you don't understand." But he did challenge me as my son, a son that I adopted a year prior, not realizing that, because I always say that when you're raising kids, and especially if you adopt a kid, that's somebody you're choosing, that God, while you're feeling like you're rescuing them from a situation, I knew intentionally that God was depositing something in my life from him that I didn't even know what to even ask for yet. So to hear this young man challenge me and say, "You're a Christian man, you ain't supposed to be having sex," I'm like,
yeah.
You must have had, that's because you ain't had sex before. If you had sex before, then it's going to be hard for you to stop. That's easy for you to say I shouldn't have it when you ain't never had it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yes.
Shoot, little boy, I need to teach you something. And so the reality was, but it did challenge me to plant that seed. And I said, you know what? Now I have the responsibility of raising a young king. And so I got to show him a better representation. I got to show him what masculinity looks like, and I got to show him what fatherhood looks like, and then eventually I got to show him what it looks like to be a husband to a wife. And so I have a huge mandate to show this king what it looks like to date with intentionality, with how to date properly, and how to respect our Black queens to the highest level. And so when that was a seed that was planted in the month of June or July, and then I had Lestine on the episode in November to talk about abstinence, and then we did this whole purity ceremony, and then in the month of December, God said, all right, when you go this new year, I need all of you. I said, all right, God, here I am. So it's interesting about how God does what he does, because I'm telling you, I didn't know all this before we started out. I was like,
yeah, and absolutely. I followed you in January. I sure did. I followed you in January.
You talking about January this year?
It was, January
this
year. January this year. Right.
Okay.
I came on right after that. But then I do have a question. My question is, and I think I heard you say it, so if I'm misquoting you, let me know, that you were going to pull together some type of a social mingle or something like that for the community.
Yeah, I want to do something. I've been wanting to find some cities as the pandemic lets us be great again to actually go out and start hosting some meetups or something across the U.S. One of the things I want to do, and I'm putting this out in the atmosphere, I want to create the dopest dating event, because I meet so many amazing, dope single women such as yourself, and it's like I want to be the catalyst to connect people and be like, here, y'all meet. You know what I'm saying? Like, just play Cupid out here and y'all go date. And not something like a speed dating event, but something so revolutionary. And I'm still seeking God on how to execute it, but something extremely, extremely dope that we can start getting people connected. And people that are really intentional about being connected. Because there are some dope men out here, they just don't meet these dope women for whatever reason. For whatever reason, they'd be like, I don't ever meet no good women. I'm like, how do you not meet no good women? I know a whole lot of them. But that's their testimony. And then you have these great women that say, I don't ever meet no great men.
Right. I mean, so many amazing men. I'm like, and they said, man, I can't ever meet no good women. And then the same thing for women. It's like, I know so many amazing dope women. But they're like, there's no men out here. And I'm like, you know what? 10 of them.
I think it's the intentional. I think it's the intentionality. It's what you're talking about, Laterras, when you talk about putting together that platform, because my group, they tell me, they say, well, you have to go where they are. Well, going where abstinent men are, hello, we need you to put it together. That's all I'm saying. It's like, where are you?
I'm gonna put on, so y'all be praying for it, because I want to create something extremely, extremely, extremely dope. And I mean something straight revolutionary.
What collab?
Yeah, we got to create it, because I want to put a whole focus group together, find out how can we create something that's cool. It would be nothing better than to hear people after the experience 5 months later, 6 months later, a year later, say, I met at this event and now we're engaged or we're married. That would just be like a full circle experience. So that would be really dope.
I want to be part of
guys who would attend the reading. Yeah, we're going to make it happen. June speaks. She said, well, will the guys who will be attending really be interested in marriage? Hopefully they are, because that would be the whole criteria. Now, of course, you can have fathers in there to be like, they ain't really looking for nothing. That would be the criteria. You were just breaking up there, and you say it again? I can't hear you.
There should be like a vetting process. So there are makers. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's not cutting out every other word, but it's fine. Go ahead.
Everybody hear me? Sis, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I was saying there should be a better matchmakers, and those, there are matchmakers for those who are like in the entertainment industry and stuff like that. There's a vetting process where it's like there are certain criteria you have. You need to be. Are you intentional? Are you abstinent? Are you out here just being? And you can't come to this mix. It's not the mix of being that kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be a thing, and definitely start asking and put that whole little program together. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. You have any more questions?
No, not a question, but just from my sister here, you just had a great idea or suggestion when you said that about a matchmaking service for people that are dating with purpose, intention, and that are abstinent. That's the big key because I think that's like a foreign language or something. I think that was business.
Well, I mean, that's something I have planned on right now. I'm getting this app developed for such, but yeah, I'll let y'all know about that in the future. But it's some, like I said, there's a lot of moving parts that I'm just, like I said, just seeking God for, seeking direction, and yeah, just keep on watching. Don't believe me, just watch. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was the review. Now let's go back to my review of the Dear Future Wifey podcast, and then we'll wrap up for today. Here's coming on just now. There were so many good nuggets that I'm reviewing my review. So Liz's review.
That was incredible. So I just wanted to share that with you and also share some points about what it means to live with purpose or to live on purpose and to live with intention. That means that you are, getting up every day excited about your life, excited about what the possibilities are, because the possibilities are endless, and we all have the power to create within our hands. We just have to believe it, and we have to focus on one specific area, and as it blossoms, all of these opportunities will come alive for you. Create your opportunities to connect. That was the absolute opportunity. I mean, I was at the end of a day, and I had such a week with, multiple homegoings for close family members. I got to reconnect with some of my family members, and, we got to actually have, celebrations of life. And it just kind of reignited something that each day that we have is such a tremendous gift. And it's like, what are we going to do with this? So after the homegoing, I was just sitting there and I got a buzz on my phone, a bell on my phone that Mr. Laterras Whitfield was live. And then the opportunity just presented itself for him to invite others onto his platform. And then he selected people that he actually, allowed to come onto the platform. So I thought that was a huge opportunity. Impromptu, just be always prepared is one thing. But I wanted to share a couple more things about one of the things that I absolutely adore. And I talk about his podcast all the time. It's the Dear Future Wifey podcast on YouTube. And it is about the transparency, the community of supported, like-minded people that are very, very positive. That's that positive energy taking you anywhere that you want to go. The community, and it's not a mandate that you're abstinent to be a part of the community or anything like that, but it's a way to learn. It's a way to discover something else. Because a lot of us that are out here single, divorced, back in the dating pool, especially I hadn't been in the dating pool for years, and after I'd taken the sabbatical and I stayed, to myself for 4, 5, 6 better years, then came back out and was like, wow, I really want to run back in because this is crazy out here, right? And it's like, where is everybody that is being true first to yourself, knowing who you are, and then being able to put that out there to say, this is what I want, and I'm not accepting anything less than that because I'm okay. I'm okay by myself. I'm content by myself. It would be wonderful to be able to share this excitement and the things that are happening and just your everyday, coming home, from a long, hard day of what have you. It would be wonderful to share that with someone. But I think being content where you are and really learning yourself and learning what you like, what you don't like, what you'll accept, what you won't accept, those are all biggies. And then being able to articulate what you want to your partner. And abstinence is just a way of preserving yourself so that you can give your partner the full potency of who you are. That means giving your partner, your husband or your wife, to giving them your mind, your body, your spirit, your 100%, where there's no doubt on either side. This is like, okay, we're coming together, we're making this adult decision to be together, so we're not going to bring hell and havoc to each other or confusion and chaos. We're going to bring love, we're going to bring support, we're going to bring nurturing or nourishment. We're going to bring all of these positive things. And when we don't agree, okay, we're going to agree to disagree, but we're going to fight fair, we're going to argue fair if there's an argument. I mean, but if you're really, really, each other's friend, I heard that on one of the podcasts earlier today, about being a friend. And if you're a friend, you really don't want to see a friend hurt. Even if you don't agree with them, you really don't want to see them hurt, right? So that's what that time of giving each other the time to become friends first. That's what that's all about. You want to ignite your full spirit. And again, igniting your full spirit is full circle. It's in your personal, your professional, your private time, your spiritual time. All of those things, all of those components need to be in balance. Your health, your well-being, all of that needs to be in balance. Your mental health in balance, your physical health, your heart health. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to come and share that experience with you. It was amazing. And so this review on the Dear Future Wifey podcast, man, I give it thumbs up, 5 stars all the way. It's amazing and incredible. And I just appreciated the opportunity to be a part and to be on that platform. But until next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share this information with somebody else. You never know who wants to understand and learn more about what is this thing, what is this about abstinence? You know, what is this? Because nowadays it's 3 dates or 2 dates or maybe even a sip of coffee and we're off to, to the bedroom. And it's like, you don't even know each other's last name. Let's get to know the heart of the matter. Understand each other before we go, and commit your most precious asset to somebody else. Alrighty. Until next time, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and stay fearless. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Okay, so we're going to continue this part of the review of the review. And no, I haven't lost it, you all. But I didn't want to see, we don't do any type of scripting or anything on the podcast. So I wanted to give you that authenticity of what my first response was coming right off of the Dear Future Wifey live with Mr. Laterras Whitfield. So I hope that was great information for you. As far as the review, I have to just go back and say I give the Dear Future Wifey 5 thumbs up, 4 thumbs up, or 5 stars. Is that what it is? 5 stars. And also, I think this was a great review. I have to go back and review it just to see, but I think it was a great review of the review of the Dear Future Wifey podcast. So until next time, I just encourage you to be creative, be your authentic self. Do what it is that is your passion. Do what you love, and the money will come. So anyhow, until next time, don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Share this information with somebody else. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.